Well, the O2 is finally ready to move down to the other shop. Just getting it ready to load on the trailer. After, a year and a half here. Figure it's just time. So, a person driving up from who knows where, some other state, and I are going to be pulling drivetrain out of this IX. And then I'll either sell this as a roller or finish parting it out. And then I'll be able to work on Blubski. And then I'll be ready for the engine out on this beautiful 95 GTB, which was supposed to be over last winter, but just too many things in the way. But slowly knocking out projects. So I'm gonna center up this trailer, get my winch out, and we'll get the O2 loaded up and transported on some free supercharger kilowatt hours, because why not? I stopped at home real quick, topped up the charge a little bit. I did try to supercharge, but even though there were plenty of spaces open, there were people blocking it. So it is telling me I'm gonna get there with 36%, which is not going to be the case. That's about what I would expect to see efficiency-wise, driving without a BMW 2002 on the trailer behind me. But I'll start up again just before I get there, and we will take a look at the watt hours per mile efficiency. See what we end up actually doing. Curious. I'm gonna plan to go the limit or maybe 5 over. I just had to try it. Since this car doesn't have a factory trailer hitch, it lets you do autopilot, which is exactly what we're doing right now. A little sketchy considering we've got probably 2,500 pounds at least behind us, but oh well. So, I actually dropped off the car, and sorry, I restarted the ignition, but you can see there, we did about 522 watt hours per mile over that 30-mile tow, which is actually pretty good. I've now fully charged it. I have an empty trailer, and I'm heading back to drop the trailer off, so we'll see how it does over 41 miles of unladen trailer. Still, I'd say that was pretty good. It's kind of unnerving using the autopilot feature with a trailer. I'm not sure that's entirely legal, but it's kind of fun. But yeah, 2002 is finally in the garage. Hopefully we will get working on that pronto. I'm excited. So we've done 41.8 miles, and we've done 449 watt hours per mile. So I would guess, napkin math, it's only like 15% more efficient without the car on the trailer, so it must be mainly aero. Must be aero, because there would be a significant weight difference, and that's not a very significant mileage difference. So interesting. I haven't really seen anyone pull anything this heavy with a Model S before, so just kind of did it for my own ends, but it tows really, really well. No surprise there. Lots of torque. The range certainly doesn't seem to be an issue. We used 34% of the battery over 42 miles, so that's pretty good. Maybe a theoretical range of about 150 miles, which is pretty excellent. Well, the 2002, or 1600, made it. And I've even put the, the turbines on it. I'm much more a fan of the look of that. I actually just got back down here from Blunt Tech, my buddies, local, who are actually really, really well known for E10 parts. They were able to find me 2 of these, have got to be nearing the last in the world, belt line pieces that I was missing, as well as some new clips. Because even though my car did come with, I think, both of those pieces, for sure one of them, the clips are just so bad. I'm not sure, and I think they're pretty bent up. So my plan is to replace them. And new Brightwork won't match the old, obviously, because this is pretty dinged up and scabby. Honestly, it's not too bad, and I kind of like how driver this car looks. But I wanted an intact belt line, so clips, trim, I'm gonna jam that on there. I think you told me that these are there's a piece with a nut. Yep, so I get that from the inside. And then all these are really, really broken. There's actually one missing there entirely. Wow. So yeah, you slip that in, tighten it down, then you put these clips in. Actually, maybe you don't tighten it down. No, you slip it in. You don't put the nut on it yet. Then you get these bad boys installed. Then I think you have to clip those in, and then you rock the trim on top of it. So this will be a learning experience. I'm really going to try to not break it because it's pretty expensive, as it turned out. I don't know. I really want to drive this car. I'm not even sure if I've videoed it recently enough to tell you guys what's going on with the engine situation. But right now it's this all original, except for the cylinder head, but block and trans, numbers matching original to the car, which was delivered, I think, originally July 4, 1967 in New Jersey. So it's been a long time. And I kind of like the originality. It's actually a really clean little engine. So I really do want to run the M10. I got through powder coating everything, so it looks all nice and pretty. But the person that was supposed to courier me the other half of the engine harness for the inside of the car, which has the fuse block and everything important, just completely vanished. So unfortunately, I don't have that luxury anymore, and I won't be able to use this really, really beautiful harness. My plan now is to take the massive pile of electrical plugs I bought before I was going to build this harness, and I'm just going to splice it all together with a micro squirt, try to make it look halfway pretty, and just sort of program it like I did for the Unicorn Turbo and for Blubski, the Mercedes, because those cars both ran micro squirts. That will unfortunately probably mean I will have to run the distributor and a coil amp if I can't figure out the Ford EDIS 4 with micro squirt. There are a good number of people running racing 2002s with mega squirts on them with EDIS. So I'm hopeful that I can power through and get that working still. Because I've got the coil tower all mounted up nice and pretty. I've got everything set up for it, except for I do need to find some plug wires. That's kind of proving to be a thorn in my side, but I'm just heartbroken. That's the main reason I haven't worked on this car in like 6 months is that wiring harness I spent $500 on, just plugs. So stay tuned for that. I do have half of my, I don't know yet. I want to drive it and use it a little bit with this engine, but I'm thinking about putting the Elements K24 in this car with a BMW Getrag 240. Not Flying Miata, maybe it is Flying Miata. One of the Miata companies makes an adapter set that lets you use a BMW 5-speed standard, M20, M50 bell housing pattern trans on a K-series engine. The pan might be kind of an issue, but I think it's actually pretty close with the subframe on this versus the E30. Originally, I was going to put it in Brexit. I was working with a company out in California with their prototype set, and I'm not sure if that's going to materialize like it was supposed to. But for now, it'll be the 1.6 M10 on Megasquirt. I still have to do a lot with fuel lines. I still have to put in that Airtex box right there is an E21 electric fuel injection pump. Just tons and tons of stuff. Wiper transmission. I want to get it running and driving first. The brakes are so close. The hydraulic clutch is all together. We are so close. So I just need to force myself, which is why I brought it down here and put it in my way to actually work on the damn thing. So keep prodding me if you don't see this car. Same thing with Blubski. That car it's coming up for 2019. I just have to put a trans in it again. And I just had the M5 out for a drive with the E39 Club yesterday. Put 145 miles on it. This car is a riot. That engine is just an absolute gem. Didn't miss a beat the entire day. I had my roommate help me bleed the brakes on it, so now the pedal isn't sketchy, but I am still getting a DSC warning lights. So the DSC warning and then the ABS and brake in amber. So I'm going to see if that code comes back. Well, it will. Then I'm going to plug in all my various diagnostic computers and just see if I can figure out if it's a wheel speed sensor, if it's a yaw sensor, if it's a steering angle sensor, and then just get it fixed because this car is so close to just being gorgeous. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at for the two immediate future projects. Mr. Wags is coming back down here pretty soon for an oil pan gasket. That's pretty bad. And then I was letting it idle yesterday, and the engine temp went up to 238 degrees Fahrenheit. So I'm thinking I might have a problem with the electric cooling fan that the body shop put in that thing like 4 years ago, and it got rear-ended and crunched me into another car. The 1M I'm going to be taking to northern Minnesota next month, and that thing, I would like to do the clutch on it before then. The SL, it's convertible season now, so this is probably going to be pretty high up the priority list as well. Not a huge list of things to do on this car, but if you guys have been watching a little while, you'll remember that the driver's side throttle body got dinged pretty well when the airbox was pressed into it at the time of collision. So that's still apart. I do have a replacement used one. I don't think these have to be coated. I really hope they don't. I do have some touch-up paint to paint. I don't know why they didn't do this. The underside of the hood should all be body color. I have a brand new hood pad for it. That's for 600. This is an SL320 hood pad. Not sure what's going on there. That looks a little sketchy. It's not a Tuma. Then I've got a pair of electric fans used to put on the front here. I do not have the crossbars. So if you guys know anybody that's got a parts car R129, please let me know. I would love to get those. And then just little future things, like this is still the 6-cylinder M104 vacuum diagram. Like, no. This, yeah, 320. So I'm going to need emission stickers. So if you know somebody with an SL600, please get them to send me some photos of the stickers under their hoods so I can get them replicated. If you could do it with a tape measure next to it, that would be even more epic. Luckily, though, the rebars are the original, so all the option codes are still written there correctly. I was able to find an airbox for a late. Of course, they're different, early to late, because of the fuel injection system changeover. So I've got that. I think it's all actually sitting in that Chewy box. And this thing should be good to go back up to get the soft top coated. Right now, it'll lift a little bit, but after it pulls the back of the top up, it won't pull the tonneau open. So hydraulic bleed issue or programming or something. I do not have any 90s Mercedes diagnostic computer capability. So kind of up a creek there, but this car was just too nice to let die. And it's just such a good cruiser. So that's that. Murcielago still needs the wheels changed. And honestly, floor space is kind of an issue. So that probably won't be out until I've got the floor space issue handled. Red M3 just needs a Guibo, I'm pretty sure, and then I'll get around to doing those red seat belts, which you've been hearing me talk about for probably over a year. Blue M3 needs rod bearings, and then bodywork. What else? I think that's pretty much it. So a lot of projects. I don't really know what order they're going to be in, but I'm trying to get back to my regular Wednesday uploads. Bear with me. I'm doing all I can. But yeah, thanks as always for watching. If you enjoyed this stuff, feel free to subscribe, tell your friends, and if you need more of my horrible autistic voice, you can always check out the Carbitrage podcast, which I do every week as well with a good buddy. So thanks as always for watching. I will catch you guys next week.